The 7 stages of financial freedom. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You check your phone, and there's a message from your boss. We need to let you go. What's the first thing that pops into your mind? How will I pay my bills? My rent? My car payment? If that's your first thought, you're not alone. Let me tell you a story about 2 friends, Jake and Ethan. They graduated from college together, got jobs at the same company, made almost the same salary. But 10 years later, Jake was financially free. Ethan was still living paycheck to paycheck. So what happened? Well, Ethan had a simple philosophy. You only live once. Every raise meant a bigger apartment, a newer car, a newer phone, and somehow, another monthly subscription he completely forgot about. Seriously, why do we all pay for streaming services we never watch? Jake enjoyed life too. But before buying anything, he asked himself one question. Will this make my future better? Or just make today more exciting? That single habit changed everything. Jake discovered that financial freedom isn't about becoming rich overnight. It's about climbing 7 simple stages. The first stage is clarity. Know exactly how much money you need to live the life you want. Because if you don't know your destination, you'll never know if you're getting closer. The second stage is self-sufficiency. You earn enough to pay your own bills without depending on anyone else. The third stage is breathing room. You save enough money to survive 1 or 2 months without income. It doesn't sound exciting until your car suddenly breaks down. Then that emergency fund feels like a superhero. The fourth stage is stability. Now you have 6 months of living expenses saved. Losing your job no longer feels like the end of the world. Instead of panic, you have options. Then Jake learned something that changed his life forever. Compound interest. At first it sounded boring, but then someone explained it like this. Imagine planting a tiny apple tree. The first year, almost nothing happens. The second year, still not much. But if you keep watering it, one day that little tree starts producing apples every single season. Your investments work exactly the same way. Money earns money. And then that money starts earning money too. That's when real wealth begins. Jake invested a little every month, not thousands of dollars, just whatever he could afford. Meanwhile, every time Ethan got a raise, he upgraded his lifestyle. A bigger TV, a nicer car, more expensive vacations. His income grew, but so did his expenses. Jake reached the 5th stage, flexibility. He had enough investments to cover nearly 2 years of expenses. For the first time in his life, he wasn't afraid to say no, because money doesn't just buy things, it buys choices. A few years later, Jake reached financial independence. His investments generated enough income to pay his monthly bills. He still worked, but only because he wanted to, not because he had to. Finally, he reached the last stage, abundant wealth. At that point, making more money wasn't his biggest goal anymore. Spending time with family was. Helping other people was. Enjoying life without financial stress was. Because here's the truth. The richest person isn't the one with the biggest house or the most expensive car. It's the person who owns their time. So don't wait for the perfect salary. Don't wait for next year. Start with whatever you have today. Even a small investment made consistently can change your future. Because financial freedom isn't built in one day. It's built one smart decision at a time. And one day, your future self will thank you for starting today.